The Rookie of the Month for March has been announced, and it was not Cade Cunningham. I am pissed.
You are Locked On Pistons, your daily Detroit Pistons podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's the deal? Welcome back to another episode of the Locked On Pistons podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Check out PrizePicks.com and use promo code NBA or go to your app store and download the app today. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. Per usual, I'm your host, Kuka Hill. You can find me over on Twitter at Kuka Hill. I want to thank you guys for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We are free and available on all your podcast platforms. And if you're one of the 50% of people who are watching this on YouTube and are not subscribed, or if you're watching this or listening to this, I should say, on one of the podcast platforms that have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead over there to Locked On Pistons, the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support our podcast. We're on our road to 3,000 subscribers, continuing to show Locked On we're the best and fastest growing fan base at the Locked On Network. So again, head over to Locked On Pistons YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. This entire podcast is me going to be ranting about Cade Cunningham, guys. It's going to be me ranting. I have to get it out. I'm going to get it out early in the offseason. It's like day 2 of the offseason now. I do want to say this to you guys, and this is going to be my only announcement about it. This episode marks a year of me taking over the Locked On Pistons podcast. Last year on the 12th was my first episode. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know how many episodes that is. I was going to do something special for like the 100th episode, but that probably happened a long time ago. But it is a year of me being on the podcast, me being the host. So I want to thank you guys for the support you guys have given me over the past year. I was not good at this when this very first started. I will be frank with you guys. It was very nervous. It was tough at the beginning, and you guys have stayed with me. I've grown the fan base. We've grown a ton over the last few months, over the past year. I feel like I've gotten pretty decent at this. I have a long way to go still. I want to get much, much better, but I think I've become pretty good at it over the past year. So hopefully a year from now, when it becomes 2 years, we can say the same thing. I'm much better. The fan base is getting much larger. But I just want to thank you guys again for the support you guys have given me over the past year since coming over to Locked On. It's been absolutely amazing. Enough with all the nice stuff now, though. I'm absolutely pissed off right now. Cade Cunningham did not win Rookie of the Month for March, and they include April as well, since there's only like 3 games in April or whatever, since it's only like the first week or so, and then the playoffs start. But he didn't win it. And we're eventually going to talk about Rookie of the Year on this podcast as well. And it's just going to be like a full rant about everything involving Cade Cunningham not getting the respect he deserves. But we're going to start with the Rookie of the Month. So who did win Rookie of the Month instead of him was Scottie Barnes for the Toronto Raptors. He averaged 16.6 points a game, 7.6 rebounds, and 4.0 assists per game in the month. Now, I want to make sure I'm very clear with this, because we do have other people from other fan bases who listen to Locked On Pistons podcast, who watch it on YouTube. And I've had some people reach out, and I want to make sure I make this clear, because this is not my intent at all. I've said it multiple times. I think this draft class is going to be special. Like the top 5 guys, special. There's all kinds of guys who aren't even like Josh Giddey is even being talked about right now. He's special. Franz, he's special. Evan Mobley. Jalen Green has been really balling out in Houston over the past month and a half. He's going to be special. Cade's going to be the best guy out there. He's special. Scottie, special. Like this draft class is full of just special guys. So I'm not trying to, poo-poo any other guy. I'm not trying to belittle any of these other guys. Like seriously, I really enjoy this rookie class. I think it's going to be one of the best rookie classes ever. Like this rookie class is full of really great players. So I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to minimize what these other guys have been doing. They've been great this season. And Scottie was really good in March. But he's not Cade Cunningham. He was not Cade Cunningham in the month of March. Scottie averaged 16.7 rebounds and 4 assists in March. Let me tell you what Cade Cunningham did. Cade Cunningham averaged 21.2 points a game, 6.7 assists, 5.6 rebounds, and 1.2 steals on 46% shooting from the field, damn near 85% from the free throw line. While, his 3-point percentage was a little down, 29%, 4.6 attempts. However, he was just better in that month. I think that's very clear. He was just better that month. And he had, I thought, I said this on the podcast to you guys like a few weeks ago, and I thought that this would be the case. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I guess I was wrong. But I thought that down the stretch, when he got to play against some of these key names, when he got to play against Kevin Durant, when he got to play against Joel Embiid, when he got to play against James Harden, when he got to play against some of these guys, when he got to play against Luka, like when he got to play against some of these bigger name guys, I thought this would bring more eyes to Cade Cunningham. I thought, people don't usually watch the Pistons. The Pistons aren't that good, so I'm sure the national media just isn't watching them. So I thought that these big games would bring eyes to Cade Cunningham, and when he went crazy in these games, which he did, I thought people would be like, okay, look at this guy. This guy's actually pretty damn good. And I seriously did not think there was any doubt that he would win March, like the Rookie of the Year in March. I thought he was the best rookie by far in the month of March. Now, we'll talk about Rookie of the Year later, but as far as it comes to Rookie of the Month for March and the little bit at the beginning of April, I don't see how he didn't win it. Like, unless you want to use the fact that he missed a few games, and that's why he missed 3 games in this stretch. Like, I don't, unless if that's the reason, I guess. I don't know. But he was the best rookie in March by far. Let me read you some of the performances as well, some of the key moments he had. Against Brooklyn, KD, and James Harden. Pushed them to the absolute brink. Had 34 points, 6, 1, and 2 on 13 of 24 shooting, 5 of 11 from deep. Then he follows it up the next game against Philadelphia. 27, 6, and 4 on 12 of 20 shooting. Against Joel Embiid and James Harden. In that game, they get the win. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. And I know his averages actually were way down a little bit because of the game against OKC, where he only got to play like the first 7 minutes of the game, where the Pistons did that, the players came out. I think Sadiq only played so many minutes, whatever. Like they came out, they started the game, and they didn't play the rest of the game. So his numbers were way down by that. However, his numbers were just straight up better. 21, damn near 7 and 5 on 46% shooting, with key moments against great players, great performances, wins against the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, I seriously did not think that there was any chance in hell he would not win Rookie of the Month. And he did. He didn't. And it sucks. I don't get how he didn't do it. Now, if you go to NBA.com and you read the reasoning for why Scottie Barnes won it, you guys already know what's coming. Oh, he was so instrumental in them winning games and them being the number 5 seed in the East. If I have to hear about winning one more time when it comes to these rookies, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm so sick of hearing about winning. And we'll talk about that more in the upcoming segment when I talk about Cade Cunningham being the Rookie of the Year. We'll talk about that when we come back. I'm really frustrated, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that, because I'm about to unleash. But I have to tell you guys a little bit about some of our sponsors first. First up, let me tell you guys a little bit about PrizePicks. All right, NBA fans, are you looking for daily fantasy options for the NBA? They need to try the award-winning app PrizePicks. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. I love this, and I know you will too. It's easy to use. You pick 2 to 5 players and an over/under in their projections, and you can win up to 10 times on any entry, and it's just you versus the projected numbers. Entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. It's really just that easy. PrizePicks is safe, and it offers fast withdrawals. Use their award-winning app on both the App Store and Google Play. PrizePicks offers any prop you can think of, from point scores to rebounds and even steals. And get this, PrizePicks allows mixed sports entries. So, for example, when the NFL season was still going, I was out there, I was taking the over on Jared Goff's passing yards, or the under on his passing yards. I hope none of you guys would ever take the over on Jared Goff's passing yards. But then I'd take the over on Cade Cunningham's points. You can do that across football, basketball, baseball, soccer, MMA, all kinds of things. It's so much fun. I know you guys will enjoy it. So make sure you guys go to PrizePicks. And for a limited time, PrizePicks has an exclusive no-brainer of an offer for all of our users. Users get $50 for free if a player in your first PrizePicks entry scores a single point. But you must use code NBA. That's right, this is an exclusive offer available to Locked On fans. Sign up today and use code NBA for $50 for free if a player in your first PrizePicks entry scores a single point. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. Then let me tell you guys about another one of our sponsors, BetOnline.net. BetOnline.net is your number one source for our sports betting stats and sports info. Find all of the latest sports developments, league reviews, and news, including this year's basketball players and the start of the Major League Baseball season. Yes, baseball is finally back. BetOnline is your continued source for our sports wagering information, from live betting to playoffs, esports, and more. Head to the website today or use your mobile device and learn more about the trends and action today. And if you head over to betonline.net, it's more than just basketball. Like I said, you have baseball, boxing, football, golf, hockey, horse racing, martial arts, soccer, and tennis. You have all kinds of things you can test your luck with. And if you go to April 12th on Tuesday, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Brooklyn Nets, and they got the over-under at 228 points. I'm going to go ahead and take the over on that at minus 113 because I don't think any defense will be played in this game. And I think by far, easily, there's going to be over 228 points. But that's the kind of thing you can do over at BetOnline.net. Make sure you head to the website today, use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action today. BetOnline, where the game starts. So I want to thank you guys again for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We are free and available on all your podcast platforms. And if you have not already, like I told you earlier, head to the YouTube channel at the Locked On Pistons. We are on our road to 3,000 subscribers. We're continuing to show Locked On. We are the best and fastest growing fan base at the Locked On Network. I'd really appreciate it. Again, it's the best way to support the podcast. So make sure you guys head over to the Locked On Pistons YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, man, I couldn't believe that Cade Cunningham didn't win Rookie of the Month. I thought that was locked up. And that already irritated me. But I think what this shows is that, it kind of confirms what we've already thought when it comes to the Rookie of the Year race. And that's simply that people aren't watching Detroit. People aren't caring about Detroit. And for that reason, they don't know how great Cade's been. Like, the main argument against Cade Cunningham has been his team is not winning, which, by the way, we've already talked about on the podcast. But I'm so sick of hearing about winning when it comes to the Rookie of the Year race. It's crazy that winning is being talked about in the Rookie of the Year race when rookies at the top of the draft are almost always drafted to trash teams. That's why the teams are at the top of the draft. I cannot believe that that's something that's legitimately being talked about right now. Oh, Cade got drafted first overall pick. You want to know who usually gets the first overall pick? The worst team in the freaking NBA. Shocker. He's not making the playoffs on the worst team in the NBA. Clap it up for all the people who came up with that one. It took real hard for you to think about that, right? I don't get it. If I had to hear about it one more time, I'm going to lose my mind because it just makes no sense. But that's just one of the things that's hurting Cade. The next one, like I said, they just don't watch the Pistons. And I'm going to give you guys an example. And this guy is at Locked On Network. He's a great person, great follow. He does great work. But I'm just going to use his example because he kind of showcased what some of us have been thinking. Keith Pompey of Locked On Sixers. He's a beat writer over there for the Philadelphia 76ers as well. He's a great person. Go follow him. But he tweeted out a few days ago and said, I thought Cade was going to be a bust a few weeks into the season. He's proved me wrong. And that I feel like that tweet kind of shows why Cade's not going to win Rookie of the Year. And it's because people have it in their heads that this dude was just straight trash for a month and a half of the season. I don't get it. People act like he was trash for 20-something games, 30-something games. First of all, let me just say this. That kind of proves the whole people don't watch the Pistons either. Because if you guys remember when we were recording the podcast during those times, I was coming on here and saying, was I worried about Cade? No, because it was clear that he was just missing shots. If you were watching, you could see he looked like he was a number one overall pick. He looked like a dude that was going to be fine once the shots started falling. He was getting to his spots. He was getting the shots he wanted. If you just watch them, he looked like he was going to be okay. He looked like he was going to be still a great player. The shot just wasn't falling. But people who don't watch the Pistons and people who weren't following along with the Pistons, and again, this is not me trying to shame anyone who's just not watching 82 games of Detroit Pistons basketball. Can you blame them? People aren't going to be watching 80 games of Detroit basketball. I mean, it just is what it is. It sucks, but that's just is what it is. The Pistons are not a good team. They don't have many players who are interesting outside Cade from a national perspective to tune into the games. I know that people are not just going to be tuning into a Pistons game to just watch Piston basketball. So I'm not trying to shame these guys oh, how dare you not watch one of the worst teams in the NBA 82 games this year. What's wrong with you? No, I'm just simply pointing out that's what it seems like is going on. Because if from those people, if you simply looked at, okay, let's go look at what Cade was shooting. Let's go look at his percentages. Let's go look at his efficiency. Let's go look at the win-loss record. Let's go look at all those things over the first, the first 10 games of the season when he struggled. Yeah, you'll look at it and be like, oh, God, this guy's not playing good. Oh, God, this guy might be a bust. That's what you'll look at when you see that. However, if you watch the games, you knew that this guy's just missing shots. This guy is going to be fine. He's getting to his spots. He's getting what he wants. He's seeing the game. He's making impact defensively. He's making the right pass. He's doing really good with the ball in his hands. His shot is just not falling. That's what your takeaway would have been if you watched him over the first 10 games of the season. That's one. And two, it was not some long stretch. Like I said, it was only like 10 games coming off an ankle injury that he simply needed to get healthy and get accustomed to the freaking NBA. Like, again, we've said it multiple times, but I'm going to say it again. Not everyone gets to come into a team that has won a championship in the last 5 years. Like, that's not the case. Not everyone gets to come into a situation where you're playing with multiple time All-Stars and a guy who's about to win, who could possibly win Coach of the Year. Like, that's not the situation Cade Cunningham came into, sadly. He didn't get to come into Pascal Siakam and all these other guys teaching him the ropes and helping him train and get ready for the season. He didn't come into playing right next to guys like Jared Allen and Darius Garland, who got to take the pressure off of him while he learned the ropes of the NBA. No, Cade was thrown straight into the fire. Hey, you coming off an ankle injury? Hey, here you go. Have a usage rate of like damn near 30. Create everything for this team. And also, hey, we want you to look like a superstar while doing it. Like, that's what Cade was asked to do for the beginning of the season. And it didn't even last that long that he struggled. It was only like 10 games. So I don't get it. I don't understand what I mean, I guess maybe I should stop saying I don't understand. Because I do understand. People didn't watch the Pistons that much. I get it. And if you just look at his numbers, yeah, he's not the most efficient player. Like, he's not shooting Steph Curry's true shooting percentages, like 60 true shooting percentage or anything. He's hovering around 54 true shooting percentage over the month of March, which is not that bad efficiency with the kind of usage rate he has, which is also around 30%, which we'll talk about in the future episode coming up. You guys know how I feel about him being asked to do too much to heliocentric offense. We'll talk about that again some point this offseason. But I'm going to stay on point here. It's not like this dude is Stanley Johnson levels of inefficient. He just simply isn't like one of the best in the NBA. And with the kind of load he has to carry for such a bad team as a rookie, I can't understand how that could possibly be viewed as a negative instead of a positive. The fact that the Pistons are hovering around 500 teams since the All-Star break with him in the lineup should be a positive. Not the fact, oh, this team's below 500, let's use it against them. No, the fact that they're close to 500 since All-Star break should be used as a positive for him. The fact that he has this trash of a team that is not that good, that does not have that great of talent on the roster, the fact that he has them hovering around 500 record should be a positive for him. Like, the fact that he's playing this well with the type of talent around him and the fact that they're losing so many games because the team's not good and he's still putting up these numbers, that should be viewed as a positive, not a negative. I'm confused about how that's being like spun into a negative for him. So I'm just going to check it up to Detroit versus everybody, to be honest, man. That's what I'm going to check it up to because it doesn't make no sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. If you watch the games and you follow along with his stats, he's doing things that no other rookie has done since Michael Jordan. He's doing things that no other rookie has ever done. He's leading the league leading the rookies in 25, 5, and 5 games. Like, he's doing things that no other rookie is being asked to do while also playing at an extremely high level. I don't see how it's particularly close, especially for the month of March. But if you want to go for the full season, want to do Rookie of the Year, heck, he should be winning that too. The fact that the winning record is being used against him, the fact that the Pistons, Toronto trucks out Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby. Oh my God, they win games. Oh, what a shocker. I wonder if you took Scottie Barnes off that team. Oh, they must be like the worst team in the NBA. No, those guys all just won a championship like 3 years ago. Like, that team was going to be fine with either or. Like, I don't get it. Oh God, Evan Mobley's playing with Jared Allen, Darius Garland. Who would have thought that team possibly could have made a step? Oh, those guys are all-stars too? Oh, look at that. So much more help than Cade Cunningham. Oh, and you're saying that Evan Mobley struggled since Jared Allen went out? Oh, what the hell? Look at that. Oh my God. He has to take even a little bit of a taste, just a little taste of what it's like not to have the best roster possible around you. No, he still has Darius Garland, who's an all-star, but God forbid you lose one little piece and one little thing, you start to see cracks in the armor. Well, you want to know that little cracks in the armor? Hell, Cade's whole shield has been cracked. The entire season, he has nothing. He hasn't had an all-star all season to help him through with the offense. No, he hasn't done any of that. And despite that, he's averaging 17, 5, and 5 in the season. Nah, bro. It's honestly, it's absurd. I'm not going to call it absurd if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year because those other guys really are really good. So if you want to try to find an argument for them, you want to use rooting record, you want to use the first 10 games against Cade, whatever, man. I've gotten ready for the fact he's not going to win Rookie of the Year. You want to make that argument? Whatever, man. Go ahead. Fair enough. The rookie of the month was freaking ridiculous. That's utterly absurd. That's insane. I cannot believe he did not win rookie of the month. He was by far the best rookie in the NBA, let alone the Eastern Conference. It wasn't close either. It was not close. So miss me with the winning record. Miss me with all that BS. Cade Cunningham's already being screwed. He's already being used. The Detroit versus everybody. He's already getting a taste of it. It's BS. He's being screwed. But hopefully he uses it momentum, motivation into next season. God. When we come back, I'll rant even more about this because I want to get it all out in one episode because I'm going to be, when he eventually does not win Rookie of the Year, I'm going to want to come into the podcast and spaz. And I don't want to have to spaz over and over and over on the podcast about the same thing. So we're going to get it all out right now, get out ahead of it, get all our frustrations out. You guys can do the same in the comment section down below, or you guys can come over to my Twitter, @Kukio. You can tweet me, hey, I just listened to the podcast. I'm just as mad as you are. You guys can go do that. But first, I have to tell you guys about one of our sponsors, Rock Auto. With the ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now impossible for your local auto parts store to stock all the parts you need. Why endure often pointless and seemingly intimidating questioning? Like, is your Odyssey an LX? And wait while the person behind the counter orders the parts on their computer, choosing the only brand that their warehouse happens to carry. You have computers with access to rockauto.com at home or in your pocket on your phone. You can save time and money when using Rock Auto. Why choose to spend 30%, 50%, even 100% for the same parts from a chain store or car dealership? For example, a Honda Odyssey fuel pump is $353 from a chain store, but only $216 from Rock Auto. Rock Auto is a family business full of serving doing-yourselves over the past 20 years. Rock Auto prices are reliably low for every customer. They have everything you could possibly need: brake parts, tail lamps, motor oil, and even a new carpet. Go explore their easy-to-use website to find a solution to your auto part needs. Again, go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your car or truck. Make sure you write Locked On in their How Did You Hear About Us box so you know that we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. So I want to thank you guys again for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We are free and available on all your podcast platforms. And if you haven't already, you guys get the jazz. Head over to the YouTube channel at Locked On Pistons. Hit the subscribe button. Best way to support the podcast. On the road to 3,000 subscribers. Continuing to show Locked On that we're the best and fastest growing fan base at the Locked On Network. You guys get it. If you haven't already, head to the YouTube channel at Locked On Pistons. I'd really appreciate it. Best way to support the podcast. Oh, and you also could go, if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts, go down below, leave a 5-star review. I'd really appreciate that as well. But yeah, man, this whole Cade Cunningham stuff is just really frustrating because he's played really well all season. He really has. The early struggles were completely overblown. It did not last that long, and they were understandable. He played absurdly well in the month of March against high-level competition. He had Kevin Durant coming out after the game calling the Pistons possible forces in the East in the future. He had Kevin Durant talking about the Pistons after a game and giving them high praise. Like, if that can't amount to nothing, if we just are going to ignore that because the Pistons don't happen to be an NBA playoff team when they're starting Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, they have a rotation of Rodney McGruder, Braxton Key, Saban Lee. Like, if we're going to hold the fact that Cade is having tried, he didn't carry those guys to a playoff berth and most of their second years in the NBA, I don't know what we're doing, man. I don't know what we're doing. He deserves to be Rookie of the Month for the month of March. And like I said, April, because they do include like the first however many games of April since the playoffs. I'm sorry about that. That's my alarm. I got random alarm set at all times. I don't know why. My fiance hates it. But they include the beginning games of April. But either way, you guys get what I'm saying. The month of April, March and early April, he should have been the Rookie of the Month. It's insane. And he should be the Rookie of the Year. He just should be. Whether people pay attention or not, there should be at least some people who pay attention. Since you have a vote for these awards, you should pay attention to the whole league, not just the popular teams, not just the playoff teams. And again, I just want to talk about how insane it is that we're talking about wins and losses when it comes to Rookie of the Year, when most rookies are drafted to the worst teams in the entire NBA. The fact that that continues to be held against Cade Cunningham is utterly shocking to me. Just utterly shocking to me. I can't believe it. So I don't know when we're going to find out about Rookie of the Year. It's probably coming in the next few weeks or so. Shams or Woj will probably leak it or something. They want to leak everything. They'll probably leak it. I don't think it's going to be Cade. I think we've heard enough noise to know that it's probably not going to be Cade. I know there's been a few people who have already come out and said what their ballots were. I know Kendrick Perkins was on ESPN and said he voted for Scottie Barnes for Rookie of the Year. I saw a couple other people already say there. Some people voted for Evan Mobley. And if you're a Toronto fan somehow listening to this because it's about the Rookie of the Year race, I legitimately want to know, where does Scottie Barnes in the Rookie of the Year race come from? Because when I was watching NBA, like following along with the NBA.com rookie ladder, and I was following along with all the other rookie ladders, as soon as Cade came back and was playing exceptional, it was just Evan Mobley and Cade up the top over and over, like almost every single week. I didn't see a single one after Cade started going off when Scottie Barnes was higher than 3. So the fact that all of a sudden, like, I'm not saying he didn't have a great year. I'm not saying he's not a great rookie. I'm just saying it kind of like, it came out of nowhere, like hit me out of nowhere that all of a sudden I'm seeing Scottie Barnes Rookie of the Year votes. But I hadn't seen him more than like higher than 3rd on most rookie ladders for like the past 2 months. So I thought the race had like tied into just Cade and Evan Mobley really. And I thought Evan Mobley was going to eventually win it because of what I've been seeing. But I feel like this Scottie Barnes voting is coming out of nowhere, at least from my perspective. Like, I'm not a Toronto Raptors fan. I don't watch the Raptors every single game. But at least from like the rookie ladders I was watching, I feel like this Scottie Barnes love is coming out of nowhere. Like this, or I would say more love than he was getting was coming out of nowhere. So let me know what you guys think about that. I was not hearing Scottie's name for Rookie of the Year over the past month and a half. I was hearing Cade and Evan Mobley. I don't know where that came from. So maybe that's why they gave Scottie Barnes Rookie of the Month. I've seen some people speculate with that there's some people that want to vote for Scottie Barnes. So a way to validate that is to give him Rookie of the Month this month and be like, hey, look what he did. Now he has 2 Rookie of the Months. Now that's why we voted for him Rookie of the Year. Maybe that's why they did it. I don't know. But all I know is our guy is being screwed over. He's being held back because basically he plays for the Detroit Pistons and they're not a good team. And that's it. Like, his play screams an all-star, honestly, if you want to be honest. It screams all-star. It screams Rookie of the Year. He's doing things that haven't been done since the GOAT himself played, Michael Jordan. And, I mean, it's frustrating. It definitely is frustrating. I'm trying to, like, be calm, a little bit more calm about it. But it's incredibly frustrating when you feel like that you're just not getting representation. And we're not even like the players. Like, we're just fans. I'm just a podcast host. I'm just a guy who like follows the team, covers the team, has to talk about them every day, and is a fan of the team. Imagine being Cade. Imagine being his camp. Imagine being his trainer. Imagine being like his teammates, whatever. It feels like the lack of representation and the lack of acknowledgement for how great he's been playing. It has to be frustrating as shit. Like, they have to be absolutely frustrated to high hell. And even Cade tweeted out today after the news broke, Detroit versus everybody. Like, you can tell that he's pissed off. And we had that video of him on like on Instagram Live like a week ago after beating the Sixers when he was like, what they going to say now? Well, I guess what they're going to say now is that you're not Rookie of the Month. Not only are you not Rookie of the Year, but also with the numbers you were putting up and the wins that you were doing and the teams you were doing it against, you're also not Rookie of the Month, Cade. How you like them apples? Maybe next time you shouldn't trash talk the higher-ups, the good old boys club, I guess. I don't know. It's stupid, bro. Stupid. I hate it. It's dumb. Cade not only should be Rookie of the Month, he should be Rookie of the Year. We'll wait to see what happens with the Rookie of the Year race. I would be absolutely shocked if they gave it to him now. I think we all are expecting him just not to get it, but I guess we don't know until it happens. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Let me know how frustrated you guys are about all of this. This is really just, it's honestly annoying more than anything else. You want to be honest. That's how I feel. I feel more annoyed than I do pissed. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below or over on Twitter @Kukil. I want to thank you guys for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We are free and available on all your podcast platforms. And like I've told you guys many times, head to our YouTube channel @Locked On Pistons. Hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you guys are making Locked On NBA your second listen of every single day. Locked On NBA hosts covering everything in the NBA, everything in the NBA playoffs now that we're here, from the play-in tournament to the final possession of the finals. Locked On experts take you deep inside the playoffs with insight and analysis affecting all of those teams in less than 30 minutes. Make sure you guys go check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. But until the next podcast, man, I'll see you guys later. Honestly, I can't believe the season's over. It doesn't feel like the season's over already. It's only been 2 days. I'm already getting withdrawals. It's crazy. But All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Stay safe out there. And Cade Cunningham, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you had to play for the Detroit Pistons and they just apparently hate you because of it. Hopefully it changes. Hopefully you're able to change it, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Stay safe out there.